You've heard great things about the RMI program at ULM. Now you're thinking about or have already chosen RMI as your major. But are you still wondering what jobs ULM RMI majors get after graduation? You've come to the right place. RMI Jobs Explained. The best way to explain RMI jobs is to show how risk management and insurance is used and how it is done. Families and businesses of all sizes use RMI to manage risk. Let's use a small business as an example. Let's consider a college bar called Curly's. The owner of Curly's, Franny, is about to open her bar, but she's a smart businesswoman and knows running a college bar exposes her to a lot of risk. As a smart businesswoman, Franny knows that one important way to manage risk is to buy insurance, but she doesn't really know what she needs, so she talks to her auto insurance agent to see if he can help. Unfortunately, he tells her that his company, like many companies who use the captive agent system, meaning they sell insurance for only one company, like State Farm, Farm Bureau, and Allstate, can't sell a policy to a business as risky as a college bar. Not to be deterred, Franny remembers a friend from college named Max, who majored in RMI at ULM, and who is now an independent agent. Max says he knows he can help Franny. Max and Franny discuss all of her risk management needs. Here are some of the areas Max says Franny needs to manage. Liability, in case someone trips and falls, drinks too much at her bar and hurts someone else, or gets sick on the food she serves. Property, in case her building, furniture, or kitchen or bar equipment gets damaged from a fire, storm, or other cause. Crime, in case a customer or employee steals from her. Workers' compensation, in case one of her employees is injured on the job. Business interruption, in case she can't open her doors for a few weeks because of damage to her property. Related to business interruption is business continuity, in case something happens to her or another key employee and they can't come into work. Cyber. Franny doesn't have an app or website yet, but would like to get both, so he suggests he can help her manage that too. Max recommends Franny manages the crime, cyber, and other business continuity risk through loss control, but recommends she buy insurance for all other risks and revisit the others as her business grows. Max and his marketing person, also a ULM RMI alum, contact underwriters at Standard Insurers, Liberty Mutual, Travelers, and Chubb, all ULM RMI alum, to see if he can get a quote or a price offer for policies that will cover Franny's liability, property, business interruption, and workers' compensation. Though they'd really like to work with their fellow ULM RMI alum, all three of them say that a brand new bar near a college campus is just too risky, not within their company's risk appetite. The losses are unpredictable since the bar is new, and, well, college kids are known for getting a little out of hand. But Max tells Franny not to worry. Just because she can't get insurance coverage from these standard insurance companies, he can still get her insurance through the non-standard insurance market, called the surplus lines. To go to the non-standard market, Max has to go through another intermediary, much like himself. But these intermediaries are specialized in the surplus lines. Some of these surplus lines intermediaries actually help the surplus lines insurance company decide whether or not a risk is acceptable to them, even though they don't work directly for the surplus lines insurer. When they do this, it's known as underwriting or binding. Other surplus lines intermediaries work on much larger accounts where they look for the best insurer and best insurance for the risk, but they don't help the insurance company underwrite. These are usually known as brokers or wholesalers. Max knows several ULM RMI alumni of all types. Some even work on both binding and wholesale. Curly's is a relatively small risk, so he decides to contact his ULM RMI friend, Kaylee. She works as an underwriter for a surplus lines intermediary. Max's account manager at his independent agency, Trina, works closely with Kaylee, making sure Kaylee has all the information she needs to help the company decide whether or not to sell Curly's an insurance policy. Kaylee decides to bind the policy. This means she decides the coverage is acceptable to the insurer she represents. But Kaylee hits a bit of a snag with the surplus lines insurer's own underwriter, Jordy. The amount of liability coverage Max recommends for Curly's is more than the insurer will sell in Louisiana. No worries. Jordy contacts Leisha, a reinsurance broker. Leisha works with reinsurance underwriters to sell Jordy's company a reinsurance contract that will allow Jordy's company to share the liability exposure with the reinsurer. Success! All of this means Franny can open Curly's and not worry so much about risk. And since things don't always go the way Franny might hope or plan, there are also people in the insurance industry to adjust and pay her claims, defend her against a lawsuit, and provide loss control recommendations to reduce future losses and keep her premiums down. There are also some math whizzes known as actuaries to help the insurer know how much to save for claims and how much to charge for insurance. So that's it. Wow, that's a lot of jobs. And the truth is, RMI majors can be a lot of other things. They can be entrepreneurs, risk managers, risk analysts for large companies, or even educators. The possibilities are as endless as your ambition. No matter what you do, remember that risk management and insurance careers are not only stable, abundant, and lucrative, they can also be extremely rewarding. You will make a big difference in the world when you help businesses like Curly's succeed and grow.